Welcome to the Highlights from Ukraine podcast, your daily audio summary of the latest news reported in the Ukrainian media. We would really appreciate if you could recommend us to your friends and family, as well as share information on social media. My name is Artem, and here is the news. 236 days less the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Russia launched a massive drone attack against Ukrainian cities yesterday, including Kyiv, reports Ukrainska Pravda. In Kyiv, kamikaze drones hit among other areas residential buildings close to the city center, causing one of them to collapse. An expectant young couple was killed at the scene. The woman was 6 months pregnant. Another person died later. Interior Minister of Ukraine Denis Monastyrsky said that the enemy did not reach its targets during this attack as the majority of drones were downed, reports Interfax Ukraine. At least one of the drones was shot down by the police officers using a machine gun. In his evening video address, President of Ukraine Volodymyr Zelensky said that, quote, Vladimir Putin can mark another achievement, he killed another pregnant woman, unquote. The president informed that during the day, Ukraine managed to shoot down some of the missiles and drones that Russia launched. In just 12 hours from 9 p.m. Sunday, 37 Iranian Shahed drones and several cruise missiles were destroyed. According to Zelensky, to achieve better results, Ukraine needs significantly more modern air defense systems and a greater missile provision for such systems. He stressed that the fewer terrorist opportunities Russia has, the sooner this war will end. Russia stands no chance on the battlefield and it tries to cover up its military defeats with terror, pointed out the president. The president of Ukraine informed about the new prisoner exchange with Russia. Ukraine managed to return 108 Ukrainian women, officers, sergeants, privates who served in the Army, Navy, Territorial Defense Forces, National Guard, and Border Guards. 96 of them are military, including 37 who are defenders of the Azovstal steel plant in Mariupol, 12 others civilians. Some of the released were captured even before the full-scale war. One of the women was separated by the Russian authorities from her 4-year-old daughter who stayed with the relatives in Ukrainian-controlled Zaporizhia, reports TSN-UA. The EU allocated another tranche of military assistance to Ukraine worth 500 million euros, reports European Pravda. The new tranche consists of 490 million euros intended for purchasing military hardware and 10 million euros for covering the acquisition of personal protective equipment, first aid kits, and fuel. EU High Representative for Foreign Affairs and Security Policy, Josep Borrell, said that the EU will continue supporting Ukraine as long as it takes and as long as needed. Following this decision, military aid to Ukraine as part of the European Peace Facility will increase to 3.1 billion euros. The EU also created the European Union Military Assistance Mission to Ukraine. The purpose of the mission is to help increase the military capacity of the armed forces of Ukraine. The mission will provide individual, collective, and specialized training on the territory of the EU member states. Previously, France and Poland announced that these trainings will take place on their territory. The mandate of the mission will initially last for 2 years, and the financial reference for the total expenditure for this period will be 106 million euros. Ukrainian Foreign Minister Dmytro Kuleba appealed to the EU Foreign Affairs Council and requested additional air defense, the supply of ammunition for Ukraine, and also called on the EU to impose sanctions against Iran for providing Russia with drones, reports European Pravda. In his address made via video call from a bomb shelter, Kuleba also called for the 9th EU sanctions package against Russia. The US plans to tighten sanctions against Iran for aiding Russia in the war in Ukraine, following reports that Tehran plans to send missiles to Moscow for use on the battlefield, reports European Pravda. According to the political sources in the US president's administration, Washington will impose sanctions on those who help Iran and Russia to trade in weapons. At the same time, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Iran said on Monday that Tehran did not transfer drones to Russia for use in the war against Ukraine. The General Staff of Ukraine informs that Ukrainian forces repelled the attacks of the enemy in one area of the Kharkiv region and 5 areas of the Donetsk region, reports Union. On the evening of 17th October, a Su-34 fighter crashed into a residential building in Yeisk, Russia, reports BBC News Ukraine. According to the Russian Defense Ministry, the aircraft crashed during takeoff as one of the engines caught fire. The crew managed to eject. At the same time, the Russian Ministry of Emergency Situations reported that 2 people have died and 15 were hospitalized. The Ukroboronprom Ukrainian state enterprise has announced that it has almost completed the development of a Ukrainian strike drone, reports Liga. The range of this drone is 1,000 kilometers, warhead weight is 75 kilograms. If you like what we do and would like to tip us, you can now do so directly to our PayPal. Check out the link in the description to this episode for more details. And as usual, you can subscribe to our Patreon. In gratitude for your help, we will give you access to a series of exclusive episodes on wartime life in Ukraine. We call on you to demand from governments of your countries to impose the toughest sanctions possible on Russia and its citizens to stop their invasion of Ukraine.